going for it tonight. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, a big blessing to you. Yes, of course. Learn all about that, huh? Non-ragistic Nepalese. You're gonna have a good time. You're gonna have a good time having lunch with a new friend. Yeah, you are. Oh yeah, good time. Oh yeah. That's right. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. Right, yeah, they don't like the onions or the garlic. Do we know why that is? Do we know why they don't like onions and garlic?
420, Blunt, White Owl, Billy Blunt. I learned rap.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't have expected Singapore. Okay, that's what's ragistic. Okay.
Tosses a few light bulbs on the ground to show how easily they break.
YouTube, this is only tobacco. YouTube, this is only tobacco.
Is it really that difficult to understand? You've never seen a sculpture of an orca in somebody's backyard? It's not a B&B, this is where the animatronics are. But you've never seen... What are you playing?
That's interesting that they do online stuff. I don't know why I'm surprised by that, but I am.
Google, you believe it, you transform
Ay, ahí, Pachamama, Mama Pacha. Ampui, ampui, ampui. Ay, ahí, Mama Aipa.
This is not boobs, but I can show you real boobs.
gonna watch YouTube today. You ready for that? You like that? You like YouTube? I do. You can call me. I'm here. You're here. We're all feeling good. Let's keep it going, huh?
What would you say to the humans that think that aliens are demons?
I would say us aliens think that some of you humans are demons as well. But we also think that some of you are angels. We don't put you all in one box. So if you could have the same honor for us, that would be great. We love you!
That's right. Now, what are you gonna do after you graduate? I mean, I feel like you're a lifelong learner. I mean, you're not gonna stop. You're not gonna quit, right? You're not gonna quit reading. Get a job, yeah. I suppose so, huh?
I guess that's normally what you do.
That's normally what you do. You read a bunch of books and you go to a bunch of school and then you do a bunch of job, you know? And there's nothing wrong with that. Many people want to live a life like that. I'm one of them. That's just us. You are the chaplain of the Masonic Lodge. Really? That's fun. I'm happy you do stuff like that. Somebody's got to. And then you give me the inside scoop, you know? You tell me all about it. Which I like. I like hearing about it.
Hey, it's your boy
Hey,
Night God.
Popcorn
Thanks
Braden.
for subscribing to Hold Space for My Tribe.
24
Peace.
months, huh? I love it. Let's keep it rolling. Now, you might think, wow, this is Reiki. I understand that.
No, I fucking deleted it!
Sure, we all understand this is Reiki. But what is it about this that's making me feel so off?
Hey, it's
you
your
know?
boy Night God. Thanks for
Hey,
subscribing
holy
to
shit!
Hold Space for My Tribe. Peace.
Toronto Margo, oh, fuck! Wow! How the hell you do that?
Subscribing to Hold Space.
God damn! We're all here, huh? We're all in the King's Chamber, that's right!
Night God. Thanks for subscribing to Hold Space.
Wow! Thank you so much, thank you! Wow! Fuck! Yeah! I'm so happy. Wow, we get to unlock a random emote, huh? Or do we? I don't know if we actually do. But thank you, Margot, for all that you've done for all of us just now. As a celebration, why don't we view the Nose Master? I love the Nose Master! Yeah! 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 That's right! This is how I feel! That's how I feel! That's right! You get Nose Master! Nose Mastery! Wow, everybody! Wow! Wow!
Peter shit. Oh, Peter shit.
Yeah! All right, wow. Every appendage is fair game, tongue included, and this video is, of course, titled Fast Aggressive Reiki, Pulling and Plucking Negative Energy, No Talking. Just want to cleanse the stream, but then we got all those subscriptions gifted, and I feel like we got nothing to cleanse. It's all positive now. We got Nose Master now. We all feel closer to one another now. All right. Check in on this animatronic AI orca, shall we?
It's a sculpture of an orca.
Let's check.
Okay, it's not a plane.
Is it really that difficult to understand? You've never seen a sculpture of an orca in somebody's backyard? It's not a B&B. This is where the animatronics are. What, you've never seen an animatronic whale? Come on, what are you living underneath a rock?
Yeah, I do like Peter. There's a few lines in that that I like a lot.
Okay, it's not a plane.
That I want to hold on to.
Is it really that difficult to understand? You've never seen a sculpture of an orca in somebody's backyard? It's not a B&B. This is where the animatronics are. What, you've never seen an animatronic whale? Come on, what are you living underneath a rock?
I like him. Sometimes he's not a good guy.
If you work out, you're going to want to listen to this. Attorney General of Texas is investigating Lululemon for PFAS and forever chemicals, endocrine disruptors in their clothing. A wellness brand representing health, but it is far from health. We've been talking about this on my channel for a very long time. There was a study done on dogs that wore plastic pants for 4 months, and it lowered their fertility rates. It's very important what you work out in because you're sweating.
Wait, hold on.
Fertility. Dogs that wore plastic pants for 4 months. Dogs that wore plastic pants. Very long time. There was a study done on dogs that wore plastic pants. Dogs that wore plastic pants for 4 months. Dogs that wore plastic pants. Dogs that wore plastic pants. Dogs that wore plastic pants. Dogs that wore plastic pants for 4. Dogs that wore plastic pants for 4 months. Dogs that wore plastic pants. Dogs that wore plastic pants. Dogs that wore plastic pants. Dogs that wore plastic pants for 4 months, and it lowered their fertility rates. It's very important what you work out in because you're sweating, you're opening up your pores, and those forever chemicals, polymers.
Why am I spending so much money on vasectomies when I could just wear plastic pants? I already like the way plastic pants look, and I don't think I should really be paying for 4 vasectomies per month. And you might think, wow, that's 1 vasectomy per week. It's not. It's all in the 3rd week of every month. I get 4 vasectomies. And it's taking a toll.
BPAs can go up into your nether regions, the coochie coochie coo, and can poison you. It's no longer conspiracy theory. I switched to natural fiber clothing many years ago studying with Paul Check. Your energy field comes out in a toroidal and goes back in multiple times per second. It's like seeing through plastic versus glass. It's going to slow your energy field down. It's going to be another stressor and goes back in. I'll check your energy up into your nether regions. Polymers, BPAs can go up into your nether regions, the coochie coochie coo, and can poison you. It's no longer conspiracy theory. I switched to natural fiber clothing many years ago studying with Paul Check. Your energy field is going to be another stressor on the human body. Switching to natural fiber clothing, organic cotton, wool, cashmere,
what are condoms
makes a huge difference.
Plastic pants.
I partnered
for
with
your
Riker.
dick.
Riker has awesome stretchy workout pants. They're good for squatting,
Riker,
kicking,
Riker,
moving around. They feel great and they're organic cotton. Some of them have liners with merino wool in them. Encouraging you, all you guys, to invest wisely in your health, especially if you're looking at balancing your hormones and having children later on in life.
I am not looking at that. I want to wear the plastic pants. You know, actually, that's one thing too. So if you're wearing plastic pants, you'll be less fertile. Condoms are basically plastic pants. I'd say if you wear a condom at all times, you're going to be much less fertile. And that's what I'm here to tell you. I made this internet stream just to tell you that if you wear a condom constantly, you're probably not going to have a kid. No promises, but probably not, right? You know? I bet you won't try it. I bet you won't try it.
I have a very close family member who told me about his encounter in the 70s with one of these mantis beings in rural Alabama when he was around 10 years old. He was spending the night at his cousin's house, and they went to bed. He said next thing he knew, he was standing outside by the bedroom window with no memory of how he got outside because the last thing he remembered was going to sleep. He said he started to go around the house to the front door to see if he could get back inside,
thank you.
But something stopped him dead in his tracks. He said, standing in front of him, approximately 4 or 5 feet away from him, was a very tall, slender being, whose head looked like a praying mantis, with large black eyes. He said it was wearing a long, dark, either black or dark purple cloak that looked like it was made out of some shimmery material that went from the shoulders to the ground. He said he started to run, but couldn't move. He said it was like he was paralyzed. Suddenly, the fear went away, and he said a calming feeling came over him. And he said he couldn't explain it, but he said he knew the being was telling him everything was going to be okay, telepathically. He said for some reason, he could feel that this being was very old and wise, and was high-ranking or important. He said the next thing he knew, he was back in his cousin's room in bed, but had fallen between the bed and the wall and was yelling, trying to get unstuck, and my aunt came in to help him. He told them what happened, but they told him he had a night terror. He said to this day, praying mantises give him the creeps.
I guess
I know this person was telling the truth. It was my dad.
I like the image as well.
Approximately 4.
Would you be afraid of this guy? I guess maybe I would. Seems like one of those aliens you could win at carnival games. Yeah, the late 90s, early 2000s, yeah. I like his robe, though, too. It is a cool robe, you know. I mean, I don't know. You could look scarier, you know, sure. I mean, you could. you, Crosip. I'm tired of these aliens in their sleek little blue jumpsuits. I want you wearing a cape, and I want you to be green, and I want you to look exactly like what I expect you to look like. No more hot aliens. I don't want you to look like you're from Denmark. I don't want these Danish ETs anymore. I want an ET that looks like ET. Looks like you're made out of Tootsie Rolls. You're shaped like that Nintendo robot, Rob. You know? I want that.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Dave from OrgoneGenerator.com coming to you from another beautiful spring day somewhere in the southeastern United States.
Dutch ETs are out!
Got a nice pool, nice big porch, and some nice acreage as well. It's been really beautiful. The last
I should be selling Orgone.
Awesome.
This guy's making cash.
What I want to do today is talk to you about one of the most important topics that I can possibly talk to you about. Okay?
Look at the cable he's got. That's one of those with the little screws right there. It's like a VGA.
That is how to lock.
All right. Now, one thing I want you to pay attention to here is that this man, he had to make a Post-it note to remember ABC 123. Okay? He was afraid he might forget. He thought and maybe that's his password. We should try to log into something of his using this, unless he acknowledges it. How much does a portal generator cost these days? Asking for an ET. I think it costs $444 minimum. I don't think you're getting out of here for less than that, and it's probably going to cost $777. I mean, we're being real.
Your operations. And I'm just gonna have to talk about this. I'm gonna have to talk my way into it because
my dad's Mr. Orgone.
It's a really, really important topic. And if you're running, when you first get a generator, you don't really know how to use it. Like, okay, they say make a target. They say make a trend. Do you just write the target, write the trend, and like put it into your generator without thinking about it?
So that's what these dials say. We got target, trend, basic action. I'm trying to read the trend. I easily create a powerful structural link for any target. I easily create a powerful structural link for a friend. I easily create a powerful energetic connection between myself, any target, and any friend. Okay, so you really do want to be this guy's friend.
The answer is no.
It pays.
And I just want to get really clear on what it means to energetically connect.
Oh yeah, let me grab your video.
With a target and with a trend. And I'm going to give you my exact method.
Oh yeah.
For doing this that I developed 4 or 5 years ago. And for the last few years, it has really served me. And there's a lot of ways to do this. And that's something that people need to understand. Carl created these generators to be able to be utilized with a lot of different methods. Let's say you're really spiritual, or you're a pagan or something.
Oh, let's say, shall we?
And you want to run a ritual, and you have an altar. Well, you can put the generator right on the altar. I personally would make the altar metal. Put the generator near the altar, do your normal thing, and we think you're going to get better results. Or you don't have to have any sort of ritual. You can just use the generator, and that's personally what I do. I don't follow any specific method, system, ideology. I just use the generator.
Yeah, so you got to put your balls
to go through how I lock in operations and
not just in it,
what
but
you think
through
about
it.
And again, if you use a specific method or a specific system, and what I would say is listen to fundamental principles here, and then if there are things you can take from your system to apply to the generator, then do so. It's do what you feel. Okay, a lot of different stuff can work.
It's
a lot of different stuff can work.
Do what you feel, man. Think about it.
Not the person. So this that's another step beyond this. But what I imagine is like almost like a mannequin-like figure.
You can listen to
that
Camptown
is,
Races all you want, Gen X
floating in
VR.
space,
Oh, yeah.
Floating in black.
Wow, Jazz!
There's a mannequin figure.
Hey, it's your boy Nightbot. Thanks for subscribing to Total Space for
It
my
represents
tribe.
the target. Remember, like a structural
believe
link
it.
is not the target, it is a representation of the target. You have to reach through the link in order to get to the
Reach
target.
around my link.
Okay, so I imagine a mannequin-like figure, and I take all these beams of light and I coalesce them like the Death Star, and blowing up Alderaan, and into one strong beam of light. And I fill this mannequin-type figure, this faceless, humanoid type body. I fill it with light from my trends, while repeating my trend. Okay, these are your trends. So
I don't have trends anymore. I told you. I've had 34 vasectomies.
Let's say I'm running a.
You say, should it be 36? As that would be a multiple of 4. I got to tell you, I chickened out of the last 2. I'm tired of it.
Love operation. The way I like to phrase it is, I pick my target
Online
and then I say,
VCR,
has deep love and appreciation for me, Dave. Has deep love and appreciation for me, Dave. So basically, while I fill this representation with light, I am like whispering and repeating my trend over, and they turn into a like a being of light, like a shiny crystal, or like a being of light. You unzip it and there's like a humanoid shape, and it's like pulsing and shining like blue light. So I will do that as well.
That's right. Vast difference for your
I've
vast
done it over the last year or two, but that is how you really lock on a trend. I've locked in on the target.
Now you know how to lock onto a trend, okay? And I want you
One
to
night
know
I was
that.
having trouble sleeping, so I started scrolling Instagram Reels as I do, and I came across something very strange.
Chinese about cleaning spray, and then look at how dirty it is, like full of cacas. Like what a stinky situation.
Oh wait, not that.
I like
Silence
that.
the explorers. But it is real. Come, my child. Return to Agartha. She said.
I love this song.
I know what you're thinking. What in the bumbaclot did I just watch? My friends, what you just witnessed was a glimpse into the world of Agartha, a mystical land located beneath the Earth's surface, populated
there.
by Nazis, aliens, mythical creatures, and an evil black scientist named Yakub. You guys may have seen some variation of these memes on Instagram or TikTok and laughed, but then wondered to yourself, what does it all mean?
None of that's
I was
real.
curious
I'll tell you
too,
what's
and I
real.
went down an insane rabbit hole. Let me tell you, the lore goes deep. I'm talking center of the earth deep. Actually, I regret ever looking into this because I'm pretty sure I did irreparable damage to my brain, but it's just the price you gotta
Go
pay
to
for
Agartha.
peak. It's a weird mix of occultism,
It's fun.
science fiction, schizo conspiracy theories, and straight up Nazi propaganda. Okay guys, we have a lot to unpack, so buckle in because
Kids like Cartoon Network, adults like the Agartha Network. all right?
we're in for a weird ride.
Yeah!
Now, before we get into the origins of Agartha, I wanted to talk about my origins. I don't really know much about my family since my dad left when I was 5 and my mom doesn't speak English. Not sure what language she speaks, honestly. Still trying to figure that one out. That's why I partnered with My Heritage.
Oh, you think you're tricky. You think you're a tricky man. You think you're a tricky man.
Check out the link in the description of this video or scan the QR code on the screen for a 14-day free trial.
I think I've
Thank
seen
you,
the
My
channel he's
Heritage,
showing
for
as well,
sponsoring
but
this video. Now,
we're gonna find
let's
out.
get back into the origins of Agartha. Our story begins in the 1800s with a guy named John Cleve Sims, who came up with a theory that the Earth was hollow, and you could reach the inside of it through two large openings at the North and South
Yes,
Pole.
Admiral
What was
Byrd
his
went
evidence,
there,
you might
okay?
ask? Just vibes, really. Serious academics of the time thought Sims was a dumb schmuck and decried his theory as pseudoscientific nonsense. But here's the thing, they couldn't technically disprove him because no one had really explored the poles. So Sims traveled around the country evangelizing his theory and actually convinced a lot of people. In fact, John Quincy Adams, the president, even approved an expedition to the South Pole to potentially find this pole hole. But by far, Sims' greatest accomplishment was inspiring the 1864 classic Journey to the Center of the Earth, which was about a journey to the center of the Earth. In it, the protagonist enters the inner Earth through a volcanic tunnel and discovers a prehistoric world with dinosaurs and shit. This book kind of kicked off an entire genre of inner Earth literature, which would directly lead to whatever this is.
Ho ho! Hell yeah! Hell yeah! You're an adult, you can buy all the toys you want!
I bet if you showed this video to Jules Verne, he would be like, what the hell is this strange device with moving pictures on it? And then he would go home and kill himself, and you would regret showing it to him. Funnily enough, modern day Agartha truthers will actually point to this novel as evidence of its existence. We'll get into that later because Journey to the Center of the Earth is only the tip of the iceberg. Just a few years after its publication in 1871, another book came out called Vril, which was about a race of superhumans who fled to the Earth's core from Atlantis after the city was destroyed. They created an advanced society down below thanks to Vril, a magical elixir that gave them superpowers. This book was extremely influential and became popular with Nazis. In fact, it still is to this day, but again, we will get to that later. Sorry to keep edging you guys with foreshadowing, but we got a lot to cover. Now, you guys may have noticed that the name Agartha has not been used at all so far. The first written mention comes from the 1886 book Mission to India, or in French, Mission l'Inde, written by this smelly French asshole, Joseph Alexander St. Ives. From this point on, the lines between fiction, politics, and the occult and mental illness start to get blurred considerably. You see, St. Ives was an occultist and kind of a schizo. In his book, he claims to have telepathically communicated with people beneath the earth. By the way, this is completely unrelated, but opium was really popular around the time this book was written. According to St. Ives, he used astral projection to travel to Agartha, a massive kingdom hidden somewhere under the Himalayas.
I've done that, I've done that.
Moved underground around 3200 BC after the collapse of the so-called Universal Empire. Not only did they have magical powers, but they also had access to all of the technology of the modern surface world. But the most interesting part was their system of government called the Synarchy, which is basically a technocracy where only the smartest, most enlightened, based people get to hold power. St. Ives said this was the perfect government, which disappeared from the surface after the fall of the Universal Empire. So now it was up to him, Moses, and Jesus Christ, I'm serious, to bring the Synarchy back to the surface world. Then and only then will Agartha be revealed to us again. St. Ives was dead serious about this too. He wrote letters to Queen Victoria, Emperor Alexander of Russia, and the Pope, asking them to adopt the Synarchy. Did I mention opium was really popular around this time? So this book, much like the Agartha memes of today, was partly a byproduct of mental illness and partly a political propaganda tool disguised as esoteric knowledge. The weird thing is that not too long after this book was published in 1886, St. Ives pulled it out of publication and destroyed almost every existing copy. Not sure why he did this. probably had something to do with opium, but it only made the book more mysterious and influential, and it overshadowed everything else he did in his life. The book was rediscovered in 1910.
Have you heard that J.K. Rowling's trying to do that with Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban? Trying to burn every copy except for one. And I'm all for it. I'll help ye. I'll burn that book not because I think it's immoral, but because I'd like to drive the scarcity through the roof. Or beneath the roof, however that works.
And it would go on to be very popular with a certain group of people that would go on to alter world history forever. Now, unfortunately, this is where things started to go from wacky to dark, because the Agartha lore would be co-opted by a group of people called the Nazis. Maybe you've heard of them.
I think it's because Prisoner of Azkaban is the one where Harry uses the girls' bathroom. And J.K. Rowling doesn't like that. But I just want to make money. I'm also going to keep a copy of Azkaban, and I'll sell it.
World War I Germany saw a massive rise in both nationalism and occultism. This led to the creation of a movement called Esoteric Volkisch, which combined these two things. So a bunch of these secretive esoteric groups started springing up across the country, the most influential of which was the Thule Society. What started out as a simple occult study group evolved into a larger movement that would go on to heavily influence Nazi ideology. It was the Thule Society that popularized the idea of a superior Aryan race with mystical origins. Drawing inspiration from occultists like St. Ives, the Thule Society created their own elaborate lore to explain why people with blonde hair and blue eyes were just better than everyone else. According to them, the Aryans are descended from an ancient race of godlike beings originating from some far-off mythical land. These Ubermenches eventually reached Eurasia and mixed with the other inferior races. The only way for the German people to ascend to godhood again was to purge any non-Aryan
We're not going
DNA
anywhere good, I tell you that.
Eugenics. Now, the Thule Society would decline and eventually dissolve by 1925, but their influence on Nazism is undeniable. In fact, the swastika and SS logo were taken directly from the Thule Society's occult symbolism. Also, a lot of its members would go on to be prominent members of the Nazi Party, including Rudolf Hess, Deputy Führer of the Third Reich. In fact, they were pretty much responsible for creating the Nazi Party in the first place. In 1920, members of the Thule Society created the German Workers' Party, which would eventually become the Nazi Party. Now, Hitler himself thought the Thulists were a bunch of schmucks and would try to distance himself from them. He even arrested the former leader of the group, but their influence on Nazism is undeniable. Hitler's right-hand man, Heinrich Himmler, while not being a member himself, was a big fan of the Thule Society's teachings, and occultism in general. So much so that he sent a team of archaeologists to the Himalayas to find the origins of the Aryan race.
This is good info.
You see, Himmler believed that the Aryans originated in Atlantis, and after it was destroyed, they fled to the Himalayas in search of refuge before making their way to Northern Europe, which, if you remember, was basically the plot of that Vril book. Believe it or not, this shit gets even weirder. In 1935, a German rocket scientist named Willy Ley defected to the United States, and he claimed that a lot of Nazi higher-ups believed in the Hollow Earth theory, and some of them were
When the hell is Admiral Byrd? I want to hear about Admiral
seeking
Byrd.
out Vril, the magical substance from the book that is said to give people magical powers. Then in the 60s, two French journalists took Ley's word and ran with it. They published a book called The Magicians, all about Nazi occultism. In it, they claimed that there existed a cult called the Vril Society. This group was obsessed with getting its hands on magical artifacts.
How about that, huh? You called it. You knew the whole time, didn't you? Let's watch something else. I like that video. That's good info. Big preach. Why don't we get into, well, let's learn a little bit about aliens.
Hi there, I'm Megan and I go by Solar Flow Meditations. Tonight we're going to have a dowsing rod session where I will be asking questions that you guys have submitted. If you have a question, take what resonates, leave the rest, and make sure you use your own discernment, your own critical thinking skills before taking this as truth. Because there's a lot of things I don't think that necessarily are, but that's just my own ego getting in the way. So Thank you. Could you open wide for no?
Yeah, the rods are great. Energy? I had some people over at my house a few nights ago, and we were watching YouTube videos on my big screen, and we were watching them. We were just going through the hold space algorithm that we've built up on YouTube. We watched this girl. We watched some star races. Everyone is hooting and hollering. Howling, I tell you. Howling. And I mean, I was just like, this is the most normal thing to me. I've watched hundreds of hours of this garbage.
Thank you. Is this an alien? Yes, thank you. It's not a gray.
No, not a gray, no.
No, thank you. This is an Anunnaki.
It was live hold space in a way. I'm so desensitized.
Like two of them here. It's like one female, one male, and they're like kind of flipping back and forth, and so like
hey, thank you,
Mystic. This very androgynous feeling energy. They're not totally sure about the rods. Do you have a name? No, thank you. They're like, go with flower. Like at first they were like Daisy, but that's too specific. Like flower. No, thank you.
It's not working.
Okay, it's settling in on the
Are you Rod or
energy.
Woo? Yoni or Lingham?
We'll go with it. Who better to help us than the aliens themselves? Thank you. The first thing I have on my list is not a question, but I'll make it one. There's a lot of different people that are talking about disclosure timelines. Will we humans know about aliens without a doubt and have various world governments acknowledge the existence? Will that happen in 2026? Yes, thank you. And will we meet like face-to-face aliens in 2026?
You heard it.
No, thank you. Will we meet aliens face-to-face in 2027? Yes, thank you. This energy, she's like a little clunky on the rods, which is not a judgment. No, it's just an observation. No answer. Okay. Are disclosures about governments communicating with aliens coming soon? Yes, thank you.
Let's get deep. I watched one where she was just asking questions about blood types.
Can we contact aliens telepathically? Yeah, thank you. I've also done that many a time, so try it, reach out.
Hey, it's not hard.
Can aliens read our minds?
Yeah.
Sometimes. There's people that know how to shield properly. Most people don't. So most people can be read. It's the same as being able to be read by a psychic. So if you know how to shut out other psychics, like, you're probably good. Can aliens influence our thoughts? Yes, absolutely. And there's a lot of documented cases around that as well.
Heavily documented.
Can aliens harm a human being? Also, yes. Yep.
Oh, shit.
Did humans have alien help to build the pyramids? Yes, thank you. she's showing me in particular the specific frequencies and resonance to help move the blocks. Yeah, thank you. Blue light beans. Are blue light beans real?
Blue light beans?
Yes, thank you. She doesn't present to me as blue. Blue.
How do you
means
block
to me
other
to be
psychics?
Syrians.
Anyone? Tell me. What do
From
you do with blue
Sirius,
beans?
Yeah, thank you. When I dreamed
I've seen his light beans. I have seen them.
about the blue
They're blue. They're blue as
aliens,
hell.
was I really with them for this person? Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Would you like to gamble? I feel like I get red every time I go to Costco, too. And it's not just the guys standing on the little mats who need to see my receipt. It's not just them. They're reading me for sure. They're trying to get all kinds of signals from my ass. I had one of those guys sniff my neck. I didn't like it. Said, sorry, I just need to know if you paid for that pallet of seltzer. I said, I did. I promise ye. Promise you I did. I did.
Welcome to the singing spheres of the celestial realm, the healing songs of the angels, devatas, and cosmic beings of bliss, light, and love. The songs rearrange the cells in the divine sequence of the body.
You like that? That's true. If you don't have the executive membership, I mean, you are their playground, basically. That's one of the benefits. People talk about how Costco employees have such great benefits. One of them is that, you know, they really get to cross the line with you, the consumer. You think this goes anywhere? This is, Riz Mirza's partner.
First thing I want to talk about.
That's Riz.
My friends call me Riz the Wiz.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because, you know, I was a whiz at things.
This is his twin flame.
Be still. Be still. Be still. Be still. Feel it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Silence, I am.
Oh my god, I deleted it! Oh my god, I fucking deleted it!
ASMR cum rock. Yeah. Okay.
Release.
It's fine. Yeah. Okay. I mean, yeah, it's alright.
With my rhythm.
Whatever. Not good, but I don't care. Why would I care?
Nothing to prove.
Okay, not time to flip the coin yet. Sorry, I was getting the coin ready. We don't need coin quite yet. That's fine. Let's check in. I want to see what Sammy's up to. I feel like we don't... It is, you know... It's funny when people talk about, like, shadow banning or whatever. I don't really think that happens, but... Definitely some of the people we watch, they stop popping up as much as they used to. And it's not because we stopped watching.
I usually don't put my attention on the horrendous happenings and like to focus on the light that's within. And I wouldn't be making this video and except that it came in very strongly to do so. And this feels very
Starkid Wiki.
Timely.
Wow, you're going deep.
For you and I to sit here with the trees and with the curious fae.
I bet this guy could convince several folks at the local health food store that he's an extraterrestrial. I think he could do it. It wouldn't be hard for him.
And be together in this council.
This guy at the drum circle, you'd be certain
in this space
he's not
of
from
light.
this plane.
And in this space of service to a collective that is waking up, that is finding its own inner self through externalized conflict. And externalized conflict is buried deep in the internal of the individuals.
That's nice.
Of you and I.
I like that.
And you and I. And that crow.
There's the early Chopo was based on, it's like Billy Faye Woodard, I think his name. He was a real man. We can look at videos of him in a sec.
And these trees and this group of us are a piece of this, and to access these inner conflicts within our own ways.
Yeah. Hold on, let's settle this really quick because I'm guessing, yeah, I think we're getting confused here. Let me find this guy. Yeah, so we're talking. There's not a lot of great images of him. But we can use this one. We're talking about this guy. This is the guy that early Chopo was based on, and that's Colonel Billy Faye Woodard. We're talking about that guy, who I think he has passed away. He claimed to go into the inner earth. But yeah, I changed the way that Chopo looks because when this guy was still living, I watched some videos of him and I thought, if he sees a 3D depiction of himself on the internet, it's going to send him over the edge. Nothing will ever be the same for this man. He'll be scared for the rest of his life. But now he's dead, so whatever. I could go back.
Hello everyone, Goddess Allison here, and I am so excited about my new headband. It's my goddess style Lemurian headband.
It's pretty cool. I like it.
From this nice website called helpingtorise.com.
I don't think he was allowed to be in the Air Force for past a certain point.
And I was interested in this headband because I went on this beautiful retreat to Hawaii, and one of the participants showed me interviews by Colonel Billy Woodard. and I wanted to listen to all of these interviews. He was talking about Hollow Earth and the human beings, our brothers and sisters that live in the center of our planet, and he channels his dad named Zora, and it was just also lovely and just all made sense to me, like practical sense. And I know a lot of people would think that's crazy, like,
are there Lemurians in Golden Sun? I played that game.
Underground in Telos and under Mount Shasta and all of
I
that.
played the first one.
I feel like if I was a really smart, advanced human being and wanted to live in peace and harmony and love with my fellow humans, I'd probably go somewhere.
This is Goddess Allison. What's Goddess Allison been up to lately? Herbal chocolates, natural deodorant, Schumann resonance, conversations with the overlight. Okay, oh, these are all pretty old. She made herbal chocolate a year ago. Let's check that out.
Hello, I'm Allison, and today I am going to teach you how to make herbal chocolates. First, get some water boiling.
I saw the Brendan movie also, yeah.
Put your chocolate in a container that will help it melt easily.
They don't want us there!
I'm using 100% organic cacao, but you could use any chocolate, really.
Okay.
And then chocolate. I have my herbs.
What a color for a cutting board, you know?
Dried herbs, and I am going to put the rose water into
what's the
melted cacao.
Mystic sent another video here.
Time has passed.
Okay.
Here is another wild, fantastical story. Apparently this guy, Billy Woodard,
this guy
hails from Hollow Earth. He came to the surface at, I believe, 5 years old, him and his twin sister, and they were both adopted. Okay, then he joined the military and worked in Area 51. I've got a video on my playlist. Check it out.
All right. All right, we will. Oh, God. You have a... You ever just go onto someone's YouTube playlists? We've got roller skating songs, human trafficking, World War III, vaccination and autism, Planned Parenthood, young blood transfusion, genetically modified babies, R. Kelly sexual predator scumbag, evils of Disney, big pharma deaths. Oh, here we go. Man from Hollow Earth. That's what we're looking for.
Welcome to Search for Truth. My name is Walter Noasad.
This is the guy that's going to tell you the truth.
Welcome to my house. This is it. Come on in. Be cool. You know what the party rules are. Be nice or I'm going to kick you out the door, right? Some of you already know that.
Holy shit, I love this guy.
Welcome to Search for Truth. My name is Walter Noasad. Welcome to my house. This is it. Come on in. Be cool. You know what the party rules are. Be nice or I'm going to kick you out the door, right? Some of you already know that. The rest...
What? I love this guy, but we got to flip coin. I'm sorry, we got to flip coin. All right, you ready for coin? Let's flip coin! Let's flip coin!
Love you. Thank
Congratulations,
you so much for all the comments.
or I'm sorry.
You know, I'm pretty responsive in getting back to you right away. Really appreciate that. I really appreciate all the new subscribers and everybody who's bothered to post a comment and share it out there on social media. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Thank you all the new people for joining and subscribing to my channel.
Quit fucking with it, man.
What I have for you today is an interview from February of 2012 with Colonel Billy Fay Woodard. United States Air Force retired, who claims to be from Hollow Earth, worked with the Air Force at Area 51 Underground, interfaced with the underground beings, and a whole lot more. Just you wait and see. Now, before we dive into the interview, I do want to share, as wild as all this stuff sounds, I do want to share some things for you to kind of noodle on as you listen to this, because if you don't know this, the rest of what he says here may or may not fall within the realm of your reality. I'm not sure it does with mine, but just the same, I'm going to share this with you just so you know. When you look at this video, when Billy first comes on, you're going to see him wearing this headband. It's made of copper. Behind that copper is a bit of leather to kind of soften. You don't want the metal right against the skin, so that's the padding. And on the front, you can't see it very well in the video, but on the front there's a gold coin and a crystal, a quartz crystal in front of that. So here's this guy, he's wearing this when he picks me up at the airport. And I thought that was a little unusual.
You got in his car?
We go to the hotel, I check in my room, we go and we have some dinner. And he says, here, you want to try this? I'm going, okay, I'm going to try on this crown that I think's looking kind of funky. So the first thing I do is I'm looking around who all's here. We were the only ones in the restaurant. A blizzard had blown in right after I landed, so that was kind of fortunate for my own ego. So I said, sure, why not? So I put this thing on, and all that nonsense about being self-conscious and worried about what I must look like with this goofy metal band with a crystal and a gold coin wrapped in my head, what that must look like, that faded away in about 10 seconds because there was this welling up of warmth and blissful energy that kind of overcame me, and all I could do is look at Billy and go, you realize, don't you, you're not getting us back. I'm taking us home. So that was completely unexpected. I didn't know what to expect. Hey, join the tribe, put on the crown, have a laugh.
Join the tribe!
I didn't expect to get any kind of energy charge out of it, and I did. So it was pretty amazing. There was a second amazing thing that he demonstrated to me that I just I can't explain. I don't understand it, but it happened. Okay. One of the other odd things that he did while we're there at dinner is he asked me, he said, do you like beer? Well, yeah, I like beer. I used to drink a lot of it when I was in the Army. These days, I tend to limit myself to 1 pint a month, and that's about, as much as I care to drink because I don't like being out of control. I just like the flavor of beer. He says, well, order one. So I did. I ordered a Newcastle brown ale, which I really liked the flavor of, and dutifully the waiter delivered that, and I looked at Billy, okay, what next? He goes, taste it. Okay. It's like, well, I'm like, it tastes like ale. Of course it tastes like ale. He says, okay. The next thing he does is he creates this thing with his hand. He creates like a vortex, and he's just got like his fingers together like this, his middle finger and his index finger touching his thumb like that, and then the index finger and the ring finger and the pinky kind of going out, creating what he calls a vortex. And his wrist was kind of bent like that. And then he put that on one side of the glass, and he put his palm on the other, and he just sat there for maybe 20 seconds. So, okay, now taste it. Okay. So I tasted it, and I drank it, and I drank it some more, and I downed that whole pint. It tasted like Newcastle flavored water. If I down a pint of ale, I'm going to get a little tipsy, and I didn't. And that was most unusual and also unexpected. The guy ruined my beer. Okay, he ruined my beer buzz.
He just made my beer taste a little bit worse. Okay. Fine, man.
Anyhow, that's two things.
That's the most believable miracle I've ever heard of. Yeah, I guess maybe somebody could do that. I don't know.
Okay.
It doesn't seem outside the realm of possibility, I guess. Whatever, man. That's like in the Adam Sandler classic film Little Nicky. He turns Pepsi into Coke or whatever. That's all it is.
Thing, the goofy crown and the funky hand thing and the Newcastle flavored water.
Sand blasted.
Very strange indeed. I have no explanation for it other than what he says. He says we all have this capability and this power of telling our food what our body needs, and just by doing this, and he was there for like 20 seconds. The food tastes better, the drink tastes better, your body receives what it needs. That's his claim.
All right, let's hear from him. Let's talk to him, huh?
And I'll respond back to you. Just be cool about it, all right? Okay, it's my house. You come to my house, you want to party, you better be nice. Anyhow, that's it. That's all I got. And, enjoy the video.
It's my house!
Could you give us your name?
Yes, it's Billy Woodard.
Have you ever worked for a government agency?
I've ever worked for a government agency besides the Air Force?
Besides the Air Force?
No.
What did you do for the Air Force?
What did I do for the Air Force? Well, I worked at Area 51.
What did you do at Area 51?
I read a lot of reports.
So are you saying they brought you in and set you down at a desk and had you just read reports?
Yes.
Come on, keep coming. Yep, keep coming.
Well,
looking good.
They wanted my comments on some of them. They wanted to know...
this is a classic guy.
Basically what my take on it was.
What's with his little arm on his ear? What's going on there?
Several reports that I read were mediocre. The ones that piqued my interest were ones about Admiral Byrd. And things of that nature.
Admiral Byrd is the guy who flew through the inner Earth, so he claims. M.O. Byrd,
so
that's right.
Can you tell us about some of the reports that you read on Admiral Byrd?
I read his original diary, the one that, the true diary, not the one floating around the internet.
Was this original copy of the diary?
The original copy.
What did it look like?
What did it look like? It was in the form of a flight log.
So his diary was written into his flight log?
Yes,
As a
it
pilot,
was.
he would keep a log.
Yes, he would.
Let's go back a little bit.
Okay.
Because you didn't just happen into a job at Area 51. There's a bit of history behind there, isn't there?
Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of history behind that. Well, when I was at the age of 12, I had an incident occur about when I was in the Scouts, and it had to do with being picked up by a saucer or UFO, if you want to call it that. And it was quite an interesting event.
You want to tell us a little bit about what happened?
I can tell you the whole thing if you want.
Sure, let's go. Let's go.
Well, me and my friend were on our way back from the scout meeting, and we got to the edge of the cornfield that goes for about a mile before you get to the house, and then there's a road that goes around it. And I told my friend, I said, well, I'm going to take a shortcut through the cornfield because it's shorter. He said, well, I'm going to keep going around the road because, the corn stalks look like they're going to reach down and grab you. So he's kind of finicky about not wanting to do that. So I said, fine. I parted with him. He went on around the road, and I went through the cornfield. Halfway through the cornfield, I looked up and I saw what looked like a star. But it got brighter, and it got brighter, and got brighter. And then the next thing I realized, the entire area I was standing in was lit up just like daylight. You could, so bright, you could actually see the kernels on the corn. That's pretty bright. I looked up into this light, and I heard a voice come from it. It says, Billy, we are here to take you on a journey if you would like to go. And I said, yes. Without hesitation, I said, sure, let's go. Next thing I know, I'm looking down and the ground's going further away and I'm getting lifted up into this craft.
I like how this guy isn't trying to maintain any kind of stoicism. I like how he kind of just seems like your friend's dad after a couple Newcastle Browns, you know? I was in a cornfield. He got picked up by a spaceship. Now that's pretty bright.
And
It's
so
fun.
next thing I know, I'm inside this craft. And they asked me, what do I see? I said, all I see is bright light. And they toned it down to where I could see my surroundings. And everything was in a circular pattern around inside this vessel. And the people were extremely tall. By standards for a child, extremely tall can be any.
Billy! We are here to take you on a journey.
We are going to teach you the ways of the vortex. It extracts flavor and alcohol content. You can use this to ruin the drinks of friends and strangers alike at any bar or grill. Use it wisely, Billy.
Anywhere from 6 feet on up. But these people were way up there.
What do they look like?
Like you or me, except very tall in stature. The female was somewhere between, I would say, between 10 to 12 feet. And the man was taller than that. And they spoke very gently. And they said, all right, how good are you in geography? And I said, straight A student. And they said, we'd like you to tell us where we are as we go over the different states. And the one we left from was Texas, Wichita Falls, Texas. So that's fine. We started going over the different different states, different flags, and I recognized the flags as we went over them.
That helps a lot.
And we got up to Canada and the Canadian flag, and they said, where are we now? And I said, I don't know, we're over ice and snow. And I said, yes, we're
Yeah, why abduct a kid to help you navigate, and then there's just, you happen upon all these flags. I feel like you could get that information without abducting a kid. I don't know.
Above Canada. We're in the Arctic Circle.
You said flags. You could see the flags?
Yes. To the bottom of the craft, you can look down through the craft, which was transparent, and you could see passing over these cities. And it was quite interesting.
Now, before we continue on the story, I want to go back to the cornfield for a second.
Yeah, okay.
What time of year was it?
Fall.
Fall. Okay.
Yeah.
And as you were being brought up into the craft, what was that sensation like?
Like a lifting. Just suddenly weightless.
Like I just got lifted into a fucking spaceship, man. Come on now. Okay, first I gotta
recognize the flags as we went over.
I gotta save this playlist here, because that's a lot of Billy Woodard stuff. But this search for truth reality guy, he hasn't. Oh, okay. He posted something a couple months ago. But yeah, he hasn't really been too active lately. This one seems kind of fun.
Good afternoon and welcome to Search for Truth Reality. My name is Walter Noah. This video that you're about to see was shot in June of 2011 during my trip up to ECETI Ranch in Trout Lake, Washington. ECETI, that's E-C-E-T-I, that stands for Enlightened Contact with Extraterrestrial Intelligence. The ranch, or the estate, I think as they're calling it now, is owned by James Gilliland. If you want to learn more about that estate, you can look it up online at eceti.org or just Google James Gilliland, G-I-L-L-I-L-A-N-D is how his last name is spelled. Fascinating place, lots of sightings all the time. In my previous interviews with John Vivanco, he talked about that place being basically a UFO magnet. And as it turns out, James gave me a call and he wanted to connect with John, and now John and him have gotten together, and John's going to be doing a, guess what? He's doing a 3 or 4 day, I think it's a 4-day
he would
workshop
say
up at ECETI Ranch
HTTPS.
for remote viewing.
bet.
That'll be this May 2018. So go out to the ECETI.org events page and you'll learn about it. Getting to the purpose of this video, as I said, this was shot in June of 2011, and this was shot for my proposed TV show. I had completely forgot that I'd shot this image, so really this is coming out of the art channel, Search for Truth Reality. Thanks again for watching, and here we go.
All right, so yeah, you're asking me about Ralph Ring and Otis Carr and the UFO shop, you might say, that was going on there, the lab. And both my brother and I were aware of that, and we used to go by as kids, and I would ask my mom, I want to stop, I want to go see the UFO, and she wouldn't take us over there because of all the derogatory stuff going on, because apparently they were really onto something. They did have a flying vehicle and some pretty extreme technology there that people couldn't understand, and it wasn't...
What are you talking about, man?
I can't say for sure if it was the same event, but when I heard his story about their ship taking off and flying over to these nearby mountains and lighting up the whole sky, and then they put things in their pockets and then got back into the ship and took off again. What's interesting is we were living there at that time, and the Rattlesnake Mountains, which are the UFO lab, I guess, was in Hesperia, California, right off the highway there. And
right off the highway there.
The mountains, Apple Valley, California, is right next to Hesperia, and then behind that is, if you go further, what would that be, northeast? I think it is. The Sidewinder Mountains are out there, and that was where.
And then if you go south from there, you've actually got the Grapevine, and if you follow the Grapevine all the way up, you're more or less. You're starting to get into the Central Valley, places like Bakersfield or Modesto. And then if you go way east, well, you're going to find yourself in Nevada. And Nevada's got several cities in it, but Las Vegas is the biggest one.
Where the whole mountains just lit up. Something landed over there, lit the entire sky up. Everybody here, and he was also a part of that. Maybe you can tell.
I think... he wanted this for it to be a TV show, man? Come on. Come on, man. Wait, okay, this might be good.
I met him last year when he asked to Search for Truth Reality. My name is Walter Noasad. The purpose of this video is to promote Denny Hunt and his channel, Why Is This True? Denny, I met him last year when he asked me for an interview, and I went up to Novato and we sat down in the park and had a nice chat in front of his cameras. If you want to see that video, you can check it out on his channel. Why Is This True?
Stockton?
That's not why I'm promoting
you don't want to go
video.
to fucking Stockton.
After all, if I want to put my mug on YouTube, I've got a camera, and I reckon I can do that all by my lonesome. Anyhow.
Talking about with their friends and family and people that they might work with. So this has to do with spiritual issues, the disclosure movement,
Stargate.tv,
suppressed technologies, the secret space program, a lot of subjects like that people just don't know about, aren't interested in them, or just in denial. So I picked a spot in the back of our property where I'd done a video about a presentation I did and about an introduction to the channel about a year ago. And so I figured, well, I'll come out to the same old spot and do an update. And a lot's changed. I kind of changed my mind about a few things. I was
very interesting. Okay, we'll check out ECETI Stargate. I just saw a thumbnail that really spoke to me.
Hi, my name is Richard Spassoff. I'm a stand-up comic and psychic medium. You know, my whole life has been a frickin' paranormal experience. I was married once for 30 days, and if she would have remained in that state of coma, it would have lasted longer. Now, if anybody out there needs a psychic medium, stand-up comic, I'm available. I do private readings as well as stand-up comedy shows, graveyards, anywhere where you need it. And you can reach me at 760-497-5650. That's the wackyworldofthespaz.com.
I think I've called him before, but let's try again, I guess. Why not, right? Yeah. Richard Spaz off!
The service you're attempting to use has been restricted or is unavailable. Please contact customer care for assistance. Message NY404 and
Fuck! Yeah, that sucks. Didn't pay his phone bill. Couldn't hack it. The guy just couldn't hack it, I say. That's my guess. Let's look at this SETI thing, though. That's cool. Enlightened contact with extraterrestrial intelligence. Lahar Foundation. James Gilliland. Oh, yeah. The fuck? That's moving too fast. These should not be moving up. That's better. Oh, wow. I thought this was a national anthem for a second. Star Spangled Boger. Wow, oh yeah, look at that. What? Bless me. I had to sneeze. Oh wow, okay, yeah. There he is. Oh, you got UFO videos? One UFO into two UFOs. Show me. Oh shit! The fuck? There's three of them. All right. I need a fucking free truck. I don't want to do that. Shit. All right. Well, hey. Yeah, there's about 3 pixels. I gotta fuck right off, okay? I gotta go. Thank you for joining me. Had a lot of fun. On a Thursday. On a Thursday, no less, huh? That's fun.
Holy football. Holy football. Holy football.
Thanks for joining me. A big bless. We are not Patreon.